What's up in War Eagle War Report family? Your man Ike Jones here doing another great watch the film session for you. Auburn takes down Jacksonville State, and we are here to look forward to the next opponent. That's right. We're talking a little bit about the Miami Hurricanes, who Auburn will face on Sunday in the second round of the NCAA tournament. So we're going to break down kind of some of the things that Miami did well in their first round matchup, some of the things that maybe Auburn can look forward to or possibly exploit. But hey, don't take my word for it. Let's take a look at the film. All right, first and foremost, we are going to take a look at them defensively. So, Auburn is going to be running a lot of off ball screens, which is that flex action, and we're going to be doing the on the ball pick and roll style stuff. So, we're just going to take a look at how Miami does defensively. So, let's just look at a couple of sets they have here against USC. All right. So, one of the things that you notice immediately is that the ball pressure, right? So, this guy is not giving a lot of airspace to the ball handler. He's right up into him, and he's going to make sure that he's getting pressure and not just letting them get into their stuff. So that's good. Just early ball pressure, making it hard for him to make just simple passes. But let's look off the ball here and look at this guy who's going to be coming through. So not really a screen action here. He's just going to be a cutter coming across the lane, but just a really ferocious trail there. And then we're right there into him. So again, a lot of pressure on the guys to not be able to have that free dribble. They're right up in the airspace of the offensive player. So we're going to have a feint at a ball screen here and a slip to the corner, but again, sticking tight to the ball handler, right? So that's something Auburn's going to have to play through that kind of stuff and make sure that you're protecting the ball when you're playing against these guys, because that's what they like to do. All right, so we've got here is what you're going to look at. This is going to be something that Auburn will definitely have happen. So we're going to have the slip screen here, or a ghost screen. So he's going to act like he's going to set the screen in, and he's going to slip it, right? What you have here is a guy who is attached to the hip, because of this is how they're usually playing this, but he is not going to come and hedge this, right? So we talked about this against Jacksonville State, whether or not they were hedging these screens. He's not hedging this one right here. So they're going to slip this down, and then he's just going to fall down. But that gives you the downhill right here from the top, from the guard. He slips there, but he had the ability to go downhill. Nice back cut. This is a great block here. So that's a solid defensive possession, but you did have the opportunity to get downhill right here had he not slipped. And what have been interesting is what's happening on the backside of that screen, right? So let's look and see what USC is doing on the backside of this screen here. All right, so this is the guy who's about to receive the screen. 23 is going to go away. You got a man down here he goes away. They're kind of walling off down here in the bottom. This is a lot of what Auburn saw against Texas A&M, just kind of walling off here because they know that they do not have the height advantage. But one thing I want you to notice is if this man is able to get downhill instead of slip right here, how easily that lob over the top would have been, because he's behind the defense and they don't really have a way to contest a taller player right there. So depending upon who this would have been, so let's just say this is Jabari or this is Jabari, right? Both of those are a good lob over the top to be able to get into an early one right there. So the slip happens. So, hey, listen, it's part of basketball, but this is a good block here. All right, next defensive possession. Again, we've got ball denial of the guard so that they can't get into their offensive set. So really good job of pressuring the ball up top, making it hard for them to get into their offense. All right, so this time when we have the screen here, so this is a forward. This is actually two forwards given the screens here. No, actually it's a guard forward. So this looks like a 2-3 or a 2-4 screen here. We've got the show out top. So it's not the same as a hedge. It's a show out. And then he's going to come and try to reestablish down here because there's a guy right here. There's no real danger of that ball going inside right there. But we got the show. closing out the airspace. Good job of getting out in front there. So this is something that I see a lot when I'm looking at the Miami film here is a lot of the just kind of random traps that they're going to throw at you here, right? So Wong is here in the middle playing his guy. Let's back this up a little bit more. So Wong here is on the closeout, right? His guy goes down screen, and then Wong is just going to go and trap. Now, it looks like he was coming to trap as well, but so that the plan here was to get a big man who's not accustomed to handling the ball in a pressure situation, right? So this is likely going to be Jabari, who's going to be a little bit better of a ball handler than this, because we're not going to, Cambridge isn't going to be right here. Jalen Williams, if he is healthy, might be in this type of position. Cardwell not going to likely be in this type of position to handle the ball and then be back to the basket. So this is likely going to be Jabari of our big men. So they're going to try to come with a double team there. And this guy does a good job of finding or looking for someone out of the double team, but just not able to effectively do that. Throws the ball away. All right. So that random double team is a force there that they're looking to do when they get the ball over there into the corner. So, all right, let's take a look at this next possession. This looks like a mismatch, a guard against a center. They're playing a zone here. So they're in zone. Auburn doesn't see a lot of zone. So it's going to be interesting to see how we handle this type of stuff. I don't know why he didn't shoot that. Good defensive possession there. Nice job, zone. They were working really well in that zone to be able to wall off. And something they're going to have to do against Auburn is figure out how to wall off and not allow the size of Auburn to be an issue. So, all right, let's see what we've got on this next defensive possession here for Miami. It's a little impatience by that guard there to not allow this to set up. This big man was open. So let me just say this. It was hard for me to watch this film because, oh my God, they were doing so many frustrating things. This was not a good display of offense, as you can see. Only 4 points scored so far. But anyway, this guard is not paying attention to what I know this is about Miami, but just this curl around action that's about to happen here is to set up this post position that he has, right? All you have to do is wait for 23 to clear, and you've got an open post delivery here. Not a great job. As soon as 23 clears, that should be a layup. But his eyes are looking back in this direction on this curl or on that down screen where he was coming back up. Again, this guy's still kind of open down here. I don't know, man. Uh, Still look like they're kind of playing a zone there. Step through. That's a nice shot. Okay. All right. Transition. Good job of getting back on defense here. Right. Like they likely have some sort of lob over the top, but don't need to be too greedy here for USC. Okay. So this is what we talk about, not just showing out top, they're hedging out top. So they're going to force this ball out of the guard's hands. It's a good reversal there. And good recovery. This is actually really good defense of knowing where you need to find somebody. So who is this, 21 here? He's going to show out here. Now, this is his guy right here at the top of the key. But because he realizes that Wong is going to come help here, he comes and he replaces all the way to the corner, right? So watch him. Boom. And he gets all the way out to the corner. The man down here stops this from being a quick ball reversal by coming out here, allowing the time for him to recover out here. This is a good swing, but that's good recovery defense. It's a good job of forcing them into a late in the shot clock three that they end up missing there. How much time was left on the shot clock when that happened? 16 seconds. They had enough time to run some more action. He didn't have to force that shot up. 18 seconds. Oh, he had plenty of time to run some more offense. That was not a great shot selection. Anyway, I don't know how good he is as a 3-point shooter. I know he made one in the game for USC, but I don't know if that's a great shot from him in that scenario. All right, so this time a little more space to allow. A good thing to point out is not unlike Zep Jasper for Auburn. The starting point guard is a little more tenacious out on as ball defense. When you get in here and you've got who's essentially an off guard here playing the man here, he's not going to be as tenacious. So he's letting them get into this is that same action we saw at the very first play, right? The When we saw at the first play, the the guard was up here in this space, right? As opposed to playing back here. We're gonna have this guy come across from the opposite corner to flash out high. Got a guy in trail again for that. And then we're going to have this ball screen, or actually this feign again. It's not an actual ball screen. They're just going to slip this down, curl action across the middle. Again, a lot more airspace. This is a good hedge. But then you've got the throw over the top there. Not bad defense. He's got a chance for a post delivery here if he just goes ahead and throws this to the front of the rim. He doesn't do it. This is good recovery again. Good job by number 21 again. He knows when he has the show out here that he's got to recover. He's not going to recover to his guy, though, again. He's going to just dive straight down in here, take away the paint so they can rotate back out there. He gets a little, his head turned around a little bit there. He did a good job of getting down into the paint, right? So he's on this guy, but then for whatever reason, he turns his attention to the ball handler um, and allows that dump down over the top. So it's a good job by USC of being patient and not getting too flustered when they get forced out high. One of the things that I actually noticed that Auburn did offensively was doing a good job when their guards were being forced out. Jacksonville State, if you watch the film session of me talking about Jacksonville State, they don't normally hedge on those screens. They were trying to hedge against Auburn, didn't work so well because again, their big men don't have the ability to do that and recover well. So Auburn had a good plan for that, and hopefully they will against Miami use some of that same stuff. If you are not a patron member, then you will not get to see some of that Auburn footage that we are going to break down. You need to be a patron to check that out. So check the link on how you can join and become a patron to be able to see some of this stuff that I'm going to be talking about that Auburn did well in their game against Jacksonville State. Anyway, let's get back to this film here for Miami. All right, next defensive possession. This had to be coming out of some sort of quick change because nobody's picking up ball here until it gets all the way to the 3-point line. But again, good recovery. Good job here in the middle of the paint. Just subtle things of him. The ball is here, but he's watching to see where this man is, kind of looking for cutters. Cutters coming through there. Then we've got this random trap again, right? So when the ball gets down here in this corner in the post, this guy's going to clear out, but then he's just going to come and he's going to do the trap there in the corner. This is a good job here. Good tie up. It's a good rotation out of that. They get a good open shot that they sink. Good job by USC of being able to get out of that trap. So expect to see a lot of that trapping action from them on the low post, especially if it's going to be in the corner, right? So you had the man. Let's back that up and just look at that again of how we arrived there. So we had the early skip pass, and we've got the dump down to the post. Not something that you're going to see Auburn do a lot. Jabari Smith catches the ball in the post, but he usually catches it in the high post. But then you've got the guy clearing out. Once he clears out, you're going to get the trap. Out of that trap, we get the throw around to the corner for a nice shot. Not bad. All right, let's see what we've got here on this next defensive possession. This is going into the second half here. So not as aggressive on the first time, when coming out of the first, he was really aggressive up in his airspace. Haven't seen that since the first time. So that's interesting that they decided they wanted to back off of that. right? Like, so no ball pressure really on any of this stuff anymore. Wow, that's terrible defense. What's going on here, guys? It's just a dribble handoff. Didn't even get screened on that. It's not even a dribble handoff. They're gonna dive down. I mean, that's good interference. He gets him on his hip and then just takes him all the way in. It's terrible help defense on the backside, though. Nobody on the backside is paying attention to what's going on here. So look, all heads turned here for Miami to their guys. He's watching here. Very surprised he doesn't show here a little bit more. 21, I was giving you credit earlier in the game. You disappointed me, son. Not a great job there, are you defensively? All right, let's keep it moving. All right. Let's see. We're in man here. Good hands high here. Looks like we're going to have it's not really even a down screen situation. Not one of the things I did notice in this while watching the film is there's not a lot of physicality in the offensive flow for USC. It's a lot of feigns and ghost screens and just roll action that creates interference, but not a lot of just really physical at the point. Ball screens are off the ball. Otherwise, it's a lot of movement, but not a lot of like actual. So, like you notice, that's a slipped screen right there that he tries to throw over the top. But like you don't ever really see a lot of solid screens happening from them, right? There's a feint, a slip screen there. That's another. I mean, there's contact made there, but he doesn't even last long enough to do much of anything but turn and pop out of that. Right? He just turns right out of that, and then, as the guy said earlier, he took that three, and I didn't think it was a great shot. This is a wide open one, and he knocks that one down. Um, but I think that's going to be interesting to see how Miami deals with that. I wish I was able to see the game against a team that does play a little more pressure here. Excuse me, little more physical. All right, so let's see how they're going to play this, though. He's going to come up and he is going to set screen on the low side and then kind of pop out of that. But notice the defender here. He's coming to double, and this is just a good throw over the top. This guy respecting his ability to shoot more than his ability to shoot. The ball's the most important thing, though. He goes away, steps up, and knocks it down. It's a good job by them. So all in all, what I'm looking at from Miami here is they're good at pressuring the ball, but I do think that we have some opportunities at a lot of open looks, and I'm very interested to see how they deal with the physical nature of Auburn with their off ball and on ball screens. We do a lot of screens, a lot of very physical offensive play that is not similar to USC. So I do think it's going to be interesting to see how Miami handles that, along with the size of Auburn on defense to be able to keep us off of the offensive glass again with the physicality that we're going to present. So looking forward to seeing that matchup. This is Watch the Film. We got one more for you, actually two more. So if you're a patron, you're going to be able to see that. So we're going to be going and looking at the Miami offense, and we're going to look at Auburn's offensive changes that we had in that Jacksonville State game. But you got to be a patron to see that. You need to be locked in right here with us on the War Report. Listen, share this video if you liked what you saw. Get some other Auburn folks in here, or maybe you want to talk to some trash to some of your Miami friends. Share the video. Outside of that, you need to be liking and subscribing to this YouTube channel so you can keep getting this great War Report content. All social media, we are the War Report. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and right here on YouTube, of course. TikTok, TW Report. That's it, man. Until the next time, I'm signing off out of here. And as always, it's War Eagle, War Report out.